Hello and welcome back to a kooky corner of YouTube, where I am sharing my very messy desk at the moment. Literally everything is going on here at the minute. But one thing that is going on at the moment is a very quick little bauble. It's this guy. He's a snowman. Hi there, snowman. He is literally so quick to make, and I will go through all the different things that you're going to need to make him. But you can make this in, I would say, probably under 20 minutes, half an hour tops. So let's get into it. I apologise for the shadows and all kinds of weird lighting that's going on at the minute, but it's winter, so strange things occur. And lighting is not always as we would love it to be, as is today. So in order to make our little guy, the first thing we're going to need is some wool. And this beautiful stuff, can I just show you how glorious that is? That is from World of Wool, and it is, I believe it's a merino wool, but it's also got some of this beautiful Angelina fibres included in it, which give that nice shine. I don't know if you can catch that on camera. It's super shiny. Now you don't have to use this, but because I've got it, this is what I'm using. So you could use any kind of white wool tops, or you could also add in your own Angelina fibres if you have some of those. But that's the main body of your snowman, is going to be a white or a white Angelina mix. Then we have, I've got little bits of Angelina everywhere. You'll obviously need a nice orangey colour for his carrot nose. A little bit, a tiny bit of black, or a bit of black yarn would do even, but a bit of black tops to do the mouth. You will also need some very small amount of pink to do the cheeks, so you can see these little cheeks there, little cheeks for a snowman, so a little bit of that. And for his eyes you could do many things. I have opted for some paper fasteners, you know, the ones that you put through paper and then you fold over the edges. Well, I actually had some enamel paint. These were brass paper fasteners, and I've just painted them enamel. I painted them in enamel paint in a black, so that they would make perfect eyes just to stab into this polystyrene ball. Obviously you need to keep this away from children and animals because it is an ornament, it is not a toy, so just bear that in mind. So there we are. The first thing you're going to need to do is to get your beautiful dog groomers, or if you are very profesh and have some posh wool carders, which I don't have, I only have these, but if you have some wool carders, that would be ideal, just to grab hold of a bit of your fleece here. I'm going to grab more than I actually need because it's easy just to pull off what you don't need. So, as per usual, if you've seen any of my videos before, we're going to tease out these fibres using the dog grooming tools, as I have them here, just to make a kind of a nest for our polystyrene ball to sit in. I'm being attacked by wool from the side, apologies people. So there we have that. Let me move that out of the way a bit. So I have my polystyrene ball. I will gently fold the fibres around it. I have my needle felting tool, as I explained before. I have many different ones. This is my 5 needle tool. This is a clover one. but you can use whatever you have. I have a 3 needle one and I have a singular needle that I also use for detail. But for starting off, I'm going to go in and needle felt all around my bauble. Now, as this is a white bauble and as this is white fibre, any blank areas don't show up so well, so it's really good for getting done really quickly. You're just going all around your bauble and you are going to just needle felt away. Apologies if you don't like this noise. I actually quite find it soothing, but a lot of people don't, including people who live in my house who are not so keen on the sound of this. But I quite like it. I think it's quite soothing and relaxing. And you could do this while you sat watching your favourite Christmas programme or any old programme. I'm watching The Witcher at the minute. I'm re-watching the first series because I think it's next Friday or 17th, whenever that is, 17th of December, the new series of The Witcher comes out. I cannot wait. I am super excited. So in order to prepare for that, we are binge watching the first series of The Witcher, which joke, is one of my favourite shows to watch. Okay, I'm going to go away and keep stabbing until this is completed. Obviously, if you get some excess like that, all you need to do, gently just pull it off. Just pull it off. Really gently. You don't have, if you pull it too hard, it won't come off. And then just wrap that around and finish that off. And I'll be back in a moment to show you how to do the nose. So I've got my needle felted ball. I haven't quite finished it yet, but I wanted to pop in and just show you how to make the nose. Now basically you don't need an awful lot of this, but you do need to try and make sure that you've got enough to make a carroty nose. Obviously it's got kind of a point on one end, and what you will do is just kind of stab it. Let me get my small piece of, there we go. So literally, if you can see here, I'm sorry I'm joggling you around a bit, people. This table makes my camera wobble, but there's not a lot I can do about it at the minute, so we're going to have to cope with it. Basically what you want to do is to try and just needle felt this into some kind of a point so that it's kind of carroty shaped. You just keep going at it until you get a pointy shape, and I will be back when I have that pointy shape and show you what we do next. So I've vaguely got my carroty shape going on here. All I'm doing is I just keep going in with my tool and I keep rotating that felt on the mat and just felting into it until and just shaping it with my fingers, really. It's not the easiest thing to do. Well, in the scale of things it is quite easy, but as I said, you just have to keep your eye on it, see where it's going, and just keep felting it in. When I get to this stage, you can see I've got an awful lot of floofy wool left at the end. Now I always tell you not to use scissors, but for this occasion I'm going to use scissors, because what I'm going to do, because I don't want to pull it apart and then pull away my shape, so I'm just going to literally snip off. So I've got some loose fibres there. I've probably got too many actually, so keep snipping. So you've got some loose fibres to felt into your bauble. So then you get your bauble back, you place your nose, as you can see it goes however you want it to go. You can make your carrot nose as big or as small as you would like it to be. On this occasion I'm using my singular needle just to position it, because I don't want all those fibres to spread out too much. Obviously I want them to be going into the bauble to attach in, but I don't want them to be spreading out too far. So I'm just kind of jabbing those in from the side, but trying to contain them into an area. When you are going in with your needle, especially the singular one, make sure that you are not bending it. So you don't want to be putting it in and moving it, bending. You will just break your needle that way. It just literally goes in and out, in and out. You can go at an angle, but make sure that you're keeping your needle straight. So I am felting in, and you will keep going at that until your nose is positioned and quite secure inside. Obviously you don't want to pull it off, but you want to keep going in to make sure that it's nicely attached. Remember to go all the way around your nose. Not your nose, the snowman's nose. Keep going all the way around. You don't want to jab your own nose with this. Believe me, it's not fun. I haven't done it, I promise you. I have done my finger once or twice, but never my nose. So there we have his nose that's now quite firmly attached. You can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. You could do a la the snowman, you could make like a little mandarin orange instead of a carrot. So you could go with like an oval shape and just needle felt that in, which may be to your taste, but I quite like his little carroty nose, because when I made snowmen as a child, it was always a carrot and not a mandarin orange. We always had carrots, we didn't always have mandarin oranges. So carrot nose snowmen were my thing. So that would be him ready there. Now what I like to do next is to position his eyes so that you can see where the cheeks go and everything else. So I will do that now. I'll go and grab my brads and I'll be back. So here I am back with my little paper fasteners, you know, the little brass paper fasteners, and what I've done is to give them a nice shiny black coating. You know the Humbrol paint that you can paint models with? Well, I actually had some of that in, and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to try and see how this goes, because I have small black brads, but these bigger ones are quite nice for the snowman. So I actually lined a few up, painted the tops of them only, and they came out rather well, and they're nice and shiny and they work really well. So if you have some of that black enamel paint to paint on top of your brads, that's the way to go. Also, if you haven't got these, you haven't got any paper fasteners or anything, you could just use black wool as a ball and ball it up and then felt it in. This is just so simple. So let's have a look. I'd like his eye to be kind of there, and all I'm going to do is push it in. That's one in, and the second one, I'm eyeballing this. You could measure it if you want to be a perfectionist. I of course am imperfectly perfect. So we go there. That's about right. There we go. So we've got a snowman. He's got his two eyes. He looks a little bit like a penguin at the moment. Also a very good idea that you could do a penguin face with this. But we're doing snowmen at the minute. Now I'm grabbing my black wool and I'm getting a small amount of it. You don't need an awful lot. Just to do his face. To do his mouth even. So let me tilt that up so you can see. I'm using my singular needle. I'm just going to needle felt this in. Now, with this end fluffy bit, I'm just going to kind of stick it in there. And all I'm going to do is just keep twisting it. If you twist it, you've got like a thread. In fact, if you've got some yarn, some black yarn, that would work as well. So I'm just going to keep manoeuvring with this one, melting it in. Because this bit's annoying me, I'm just going to snip it off. There we go. Get rid of that. And I will keep going with this, literally just moving it around, twisting it slightly, positioning it as I go, and just felting it into place. And I'll be back in a minute when I have completed that. So my snowman has his mouth, and now the next thing I want to do is to add in his cheeks. And for this we're going to need very small amounts of some pink fleece. If you don't have any pink wool tops or anything to go with, you could also use maybe a little bit of blusher. I have done that on occasion, where I've used a small amount of blusher and a little cotton bud just to put it on his cheeks, just to give a little bit of blush. So it depends whether you want to be obvious, the wool is quite an obvious circle of wool. If you want to be a bit more subtle with your snowman's cheeks, then the best thing probably to do there is to use a blusher or some chalk, or a soft pastel. If you use a little bit of that with a cotton bud, just smooth your cotton bud over the end of it and then brush it on. That would also give you a nice little bright pink cheek for your snowman. So this is just going a bit haywire at the minute here, so I'm trying to tame it back in. Be careful if you decide to scrape along to, I mean, you can always pull this out again. If you get it wrong, you can just literally take it out and put it back in again. I'm persevering. Okay, so we've got one cheek. I need another little ball, so I'm literally just rolling it between my fingers, if you see, just to get kind of a ball shape going on. Look where that one is, kind of position it in a similar place. Do not stab my finger while I am doing this. And kind of just hold it gently, stab it in. So what are your favourite programmes at the moment? I'm always interested to know and find out what other people like to watch. I like to obviously do a little bit of something when I'm watching, if possible. Sometimes I like to give a programme my full attention and I just put everything down and just watch the programme. But if it's something that I've seen before, like The Witcher that I'm watching, have I mentioned that? Yes, I have. I love it. I love Henry Cavill, or Cavill, or however you pronounce his name. I think he's great. So if I'm watching something that I've seen before, or it's something that I'm re-watching, then there's nothing wrong with doing a little bit of something at the side, and this is a perfectly good time to make yourself a snowman. So yeah, what are you watching? What are your Christmas favourites? What are the things that you have to watch? Strangely enough, one of the things that I have to watch is the Snowman, and the other one, which is the Snowman and the Snow Dog. Now, my family will verify this. It doesn't matter when I watch it, but within a couple of minutes, I am crying because of the old dog. It just brings tears to my eyes straight away. So my family know to have the tissues ready if we watch, and we have to watch the Snowman and the Snow Dog every year. Otherwise it's not Christmas, is it? So there we are, literally a little snowman, and you've got him ready to go, and all you need to do now is to get one of these hangers that I have previously told you about. These are the bauble hangers. They have them on eBay. They may have them on Amazon now. They didn't have some last time I looked on Amazon, but definitely eBay had some. And they're kind of like springy wire and a little cap. And all we need to do with ours is kind of push them together, because we don't want them to be one little gap at the top there, and push it in. Push it into your bauble. And because these polystyrene baubles are so light, perfect. And then all you need to do is get yourself a little hanger. I've got some, it's called Goldfinger or something like that. Goldfinger. it's a crochet or a knitting kind of a yarn, but it's something that I had, and I've just literally hung my first snowman there. So now he's got a friend. There's two of them. So grab yourself some wool, make yourself some snowmen, and sit and cry along to the snowman and the snow dog like I always do. Or not, or whatever you fancy. Maybe a bit like me, you like a bit of The Witcher. I definitely like a bit of Henry Cavill in my in my stocking. That would be awesome. I don't think that's going to happen though, and I don't think my partner would very much approve of that, but there we go. Little snowmen to hang on your tree, and aren't they adorable? Anyway, next time I will be doing something a little different, maybe not so much more needle felting, but maybe still using felt in some way or another to make our decorations for Christmas. So pop along to see me again, and I will see you very soon. Have a great week. Bye.